Olympic medals and world titles are the dream of every other sports person. But to win this, some of the players chose a shortcut instead of training hard. And that's where the doping comes into play. Those who don't know, let me clear you first what is doping. Doping is the use of performance-enhancing drugs which is used by athletes to enhance their performances. Although these performance enhancers may help to achieve the goal, but they cause a very serious and major damage in a very long run. So, in today's video, we are gonna show you the most famous sports personalities who were caught doping. Watch the video till the end and know what Arnold, a famous bodybuilder, has to say about doping. Let's go then.
Maria Sharapova. Maria Sharapova is one of the greatest tennis players in the history of tennis ever known. She has won over 5 Grand Slams and several Player of the Year awards. Sharapova, after being tested positive for the hard drug meldonium at Australia Open 2016, was suspended from tennis for 2 years. Sharapova had been taking this drug for several years, as it was not always banned for the athletes. But WADA added it to their drug list and banned this drug on January 1, 2016. And they notified Maria via email. This was overlooked by Maria Sharapova and she continued taking it. On March 7, 2016, she tested positive for this drug. Even after all the case, Sharapova's comeback was strong enough and she made it to the semi-finals of Stuttgart. However, the French Open refused to give Maria a wild card and insisted that she go through qualifying rounds. This was the biggest doping scandal in the history of tennis. Asafa Powell. Asafa was one of the fastest athletes with 9.74 seconds in 100 meter. Powell also holds the world record of breaking 10 seconds barrier for 97 times, the highest ever by an individual. Powell was part of the Jamaican relay team and received the medal in 2016 Rio Olympics. But Powell tested positive for the infamous proscribed drug in June 2013. Oxylofrin is thought to increase adrenaline production, boosting endurance, focus, alertness, and heart rate and increase of oxygenation of the blood. Diego Maradona. Who does not know this legend? Diego Maradona, the World Cup winner, the best football player of his time, began taking cocaine in the mid-1980s, developing an addiction to both alcohol and cocaine which would last until 2004. Maradona's first serious punishment over the drug use came in 1991 when he was banned for 15 months by Napoli for testing positive for the cocaine from 1991 April to June 1992. Later in the same year, he was arrested in Buenos Aires for possessing half kilo of cocaine and he was given 14 months suspended sentence. Maradona was back in Argentina team for 1994 World Cup in America. However, his tournament came to an end before the end of a group stage when he was expelled for testing positive for 5 variants of ephedrine, a banned substance. It was decision made by the Argentina football team. FIFA went to ban Maradona for 15 months, ending his international career. When we think performance enhancing drugs, cocaine is not usually the first drug that comes into the mind. But some athletes use cocaine for just that purpose. The drug is well known for the increase in energy levels. Maradona's health has suffered badly as a result. The drug has oversurged for the period. Heart attack in 2004. Was forced to have gastric bypass surgery in 2005. And in hospital again, suffering from hepatitis in 2007. Marion Jones. The US Olympic team once called Marion Jones the world's fastest mom. But she could not run fast enough to escape her doping charges that have been plagued her since she won 5 medals in 2000 Olympics. The International Olympic Committee (IOC) reallocated medals that Marion Jones won in 200 meter gold and long jump bronze at the 2000 Summer Olympics. She has also been given 2-year ban from track and field competitions by the United States Anti-Doping Agency. Lance Armstrong. 7 times France the Tour winner. Lance Armstrong was one of the most revealing names not only in cycling but in the whole sports world.
After spending years of denying allegations, Lance Armstrong admitted to using a performance-enhancing drugs in an interview with Oprah Winfrey. He used testosterone and human growth hormone as well as EPO. EPO or erythropoietin is a hormone naturally used or produced by human kidneys to simulate red blood cell production. Cyclists and other athletes use EPO to raise their red blood counts, which increases the amount of oxygen that can be delivered to the muscles. Improving recovery and endurance, Armstrong was stripped of his 7 France the 2 titles in the scandal. Tyson Gay, the 31-year-old, is most well known in the sport for his personal best time of 9.69 seconds in the 100-meter race, which ties him as the second fastest man ever behind the Usain Bolt himself. US Olympic sprinter Tyson Gay has been suspended for a year, resulting from positive testing of a banned substance. He tested positive for a banned amphetamine oxylophrin. Likewise, we saw in the case of Asafa Powell. Shoaib Akhtar, most famously known as the Rawalpindi Express in between the cricketers, the fastest bowler in the world and the finest cricketer. Shoaib Akhtar on 16th October 2006 was suspended by the Pakistan Board of Cricket after he was tested positive for the performance enhancing substance Nandrolone. Nandrolone increases muscle size and density, aids recovery and injury, helps athletes train longer and increase competitiveness and aggression. He was consequently pulled out from the ICC 2006 Champions Trophy. Akhtar immediately declares his innocence and he declined knowingly taking any performance enhancing drugs. In a statement issued to the press, he claimed that he could never cheat teammates and opponents during a hearing with the Pakistan Cricket Board Anti-Doping Committee, maintained taking non-steroidal dietary supplements. He, however, failed to convince the committee of his innocence. In his report submitted to the Pakistan Cricket Board, the Anti-Doping Committee recommended a 2-year ban. Ben Johnson, hailed as one of the fastest men on the planet. Ben Johnson was beaten up by the justice. The Jamaican-born Canadian sprinter certainly represented the golden age of Canadian athletics. Ben was among the elite personalities who were awarded Order of Canada in 1987. He was also the recipient of the bronze medal in 1984 in 100 meter. In 1988, after winning gold medal, setting up the new world record in Seoul Olympics in 100 meters, the International Olympic Committee found Johnson guilty of doping as his urine sample had tested positive for the prohibited anabolic steroids. In 1991, after his suspension ended, he attempted a comeback. He returned to the track for the Hamilton Indoor Games in 1991 and was greeted by the largest crowd to ever attend an indoor Canadian track and field event. More than 17,000 people saw his finish second in 50 meter in 5.77 seconds. Shane Warne. On the eve of their 2003 World Cup match against Pakistan, the Australian board called a press conference and announced that Shane Warne had failed a routine drug test and would be returning home immediately. Shane Warne, an ex-Australian captain and a former best spinner of the world, wiped out for 12 months for testing positive to banned diuretic drugs and putting his long-term cricket career in doubt. Warne tested positive for diuretic and a prescription drug widely used for the treatment of hypertension, high blood pressure and fluidic retention, but one that could act as a masking agent for steroids by diluting traces of the substance in the urine. We are glad that you have made this far of the video right now. So let's end this video with the wordings and the story of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the greatest bodybuilder ever born. Arnold started as a professional bodybuilder. The Terminator won the Mr. Universe title at the age of 20 and went on to win the Mr. Olympia contest for 7 times in a row later. Arnold led a successful professional career as an actor, director,
filmmaker, businessman, philanthropist, author, and currently a politician. He has also served 2 terms as a 38th governor of California, representing the Republican Party. Former professional bodybuilder Arnold Schwarzenegger admits to using steroids, but says he has no regrets. "I have no regrets about it," said the Schwarzenegger. Because of that time, it was very new thing and that was in the market. We went to the doctor and he suggested us. And we took some steroids in the supervision of the doctors and professionals. Still, Schwarzenegger says he does not encourage any use of anabolics and any kind of drugs for sports enhancing. Thank you guys for watching the video and I hope you find it useful and enjoyable too. Do make sure that you hit the bell icon and you did subscribe the channel. Thank you.